Hello, Veritas Academy community. So some of you might know that we're growing, which is a wonderful and very exciting thing. But as you grow, like, there gaps start to form right in our curriculum that we need to cover. One of the ones we've been thinking about now for 2 years was the upper grammar math area and lower secondary math. Mrs. Forbes, of course, is the head of our STEM, our math program and sciences. And we've been putting together a really high quality team there. But as we've grown, we found this really interesting niche area where we needed to get someone in who could teach 5th and 6th grade math, along with taking on a geometry as well as a math elective in the secondary. So that's a really difficult position to fill, but along comes Mr. Isaac Stiles, who we're very excited to bring in this year, and just wanted to introduce you to him. And Mr. Stiles, at least allow you an opportunity to speak to our community so they know who you are.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, so thanks for coming. So you're a math guy. You love math. Now I'm
Very much
I'm going to speak for my community, which may not be true, but I would say there's a fair number of them out there that don't know what that means to be a math person. So why do you love math?
I love mathematics because, well, for one thing, first and foremost, it's part of God's creation, right? It is part of what He has made, and as image bearers, we are called to explore and discover and find. And what you come across if you really dig into mathematics, and I know that doesn't come naturally to everyone, I get that, right. Of course.
One, I'm included in that.
No, for sure. But just the beauty of some of the proofs that exist, of some of the truths in mathematics is just, it's incredible. It's incredible what the Lord has put in there for us to find. And I'm just so grateful that I can do that.
That's wonderful that someone can see those things, because I've done enough math to know they're there.
Yes.
But I don't have the mind to explore it, nor the discipline probably.
Yes.
Now, you're doing this at 5th and 6th grade levels as well. So less complicated, but you're hoping students will see the same things at that level.
Yes, no, absolutely. One of the things I hope to show is that math is cohesive, right? I think it can be easy to really compartmentalize, like we've got this subject over here, and then we've got this over here, and like algebra, and then geometry, and then trig, and like all this stuff. Even in like the 5th and 6th grade level, we're learning like multiplication, and then fractions, and then I want to bring it all together because it's all the same world, right? And I want to show that this is all what the Lord has made, and we can see His beauty, we can see His truth and His brilliance through all of it.
Wonderful. Yeah. So tell us a little bit. So and so those of you who've been around for a while may know, but you are a protege of Dale Siegenthaler.
Yes, I am.
And Mr. Siegenthaler, who taught math here for a number of years, was your teacher out at Cairn, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what did you learn from him that you hope to bring to our campus?
Yeah. Well, before coming to Cairn, I was good at math. I had an aptitude for it. I was homeschooled pre-K through 12, and I was mom let me go at my own pace. So I was a year ahead for that curriculum. So I've always had an aptitude for it and a bit of an appreciation for it. But it was once I got to Cairn and met Professor Siegenthaler and sat under his tutelage that I really started to grow a passion for the discipline, that I really started to see the beauty and the cohesion of it. And I mean, for those of us who know Professor Siegenthaler, we know that just his love for mathematics is absolutely infectious, right? It just radiates off him. So being able to sit under that was so wonderful for me.
So people who've been here long enough would hope at some point that polyhedrons might make their appearance. Like, is there any way that you could bring at least a few of those back? We got inundated for a while as every class was building them, but
yeah. I mean, I could totally see that happening. Yeah. And I've built polyhedra, at least one in my room. From him, of course.
Right.
So,
well, that's exciting. Not that you have to, of course, but
yes.
I know that would be a good way, right, to bring Professor Siegenthaler back just a little bit.
Yes.
So you'll be doing that, but you'll also be working our secondary, right? So you'll be
Yes.
doing geometry as well as you'll be doing a math elective,
Yes.
Which is number theory.
Yes.
How do you hold those two together? It seems like 5th and 6th is a certain level, and then moving to secondary is another level. Do you feel comfortable making the switch between the two?
Yes, I do. It's like I said, I want it to all serve, all have cohesion across all the levels. So just teaching the foundations over in 5th and 6th, and then seeing how we can build upon those foundations and start to soar a little in the lower secondary and upper elective area.
Oh, that's wonderful. I know that's what Mrs. Forbes desires.
Yes.
Students see, right, the basic rudimentary elements of doing math be consistent through the times you do it in the upper levels.
Yes.
Yeah. Which the fact that that's a passion of yours, I think is going to be a really good blend for us.
Yeah.
On a lighter note, if you had, I don't know, an opportunity to visit somewhere or some time in history, what would it be? Where would it be?
Well, as far as like vacationing goes, my family's gone to Bar Harbor, Maine a couple times, and it's really beautiful up there. There's this one cliff, especially the Raven's Nest, that's like one of my favorite natural landmarks, just in general that I've seen. Besides that, I'm really drawn towards like waterfalls. So just like, I don't know, I don't think a lot about like where I would go. I don't have much of like a travel instinct yet. But
maybe just go waterfall by waterfall.
Maybe, yeah.
There's a lot of good ones out there.
Yeah.
So what else do you do? I mean, obviously you think math. You like teaching math. Give me some other hobbies, things you enjoy.
Well, I really enjoy writing, actually, creative writing. I've been doing that for a while, actually, and it was my, I had in my senior year of high school, I had a homeschool co-op class that really sparked that off. I'd done some in middle school and so just working through that and like seeing other things that friends have made and like being inspired by that. It's really, really beautiful that we get to have this gift of creativity from the Lord and just express that in so many ways.
Oh, that's interesting, right? Because that's a more artful side, right? Just writing in the mathematics, which I understand from people who know math well. There's a lot of art in it.
Yes.
Although people that aren't familiar with math feel like it's just all a bunch of just getting numbers and precision. But I'm guessing from the way you're talking about it, you see the art in it. You've used beauty numbers of times talking about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's so much that's just gorgeous in mathematics. You look at stuff like, I have a poster, actually it was a Christmas gift, of the Mandelbrot set. That you can just see the beauty there. And just the construction of proof is also, there's a lot of different ways to go about, like if you look up all the different proofs of the Pythagorean theorem, there are hundreds out there. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
You didn't need to prove it with me. Just Pythagoras said it, so that it's fine with us. But mathematical mind, you got to actually prove it.
Absolutely.
Well, we look forward to it. I love your energy is infectious and enthusiastic about math. I know that's something sometimes our students struggle to see and appreciate. So getting them excited about it is going to be a really important part of your job.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Well, thank you, Isaac. It's very nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
If you see Mr. Stiles around, please reach out and say hello to him. We're excited that you're part of our family.